Welcome back. As if you didn't know, it is tax season. Also a good time to make sure you are ensuring the retirement you deserve. You might not have known that. Here with how you can do that is Nick Secord, MBA Financial Advisor with Grace Advisory Group. Good morning.
Thank you.
We love having you guys on. It is interesting. You know, we talk about tax season. It's here. Literally, the deadline is just days away.
Yep.
This is also a good time, though, to look at retirement and see where you're headed, see what your goals are. And that's really what Grace Advisory Group does, right? That's kind of two of your main things that you do, right?
Exactly. And, you know, we kind of take tax and retirement. We're a specialist in that. So we are an advisory firm that takes a tax advisory approach.
Yeah.
And most of the time you go to your financial advisor and you make, you might sell some bonds and stocks throughout the year, mutual funds. But a lot of times they don't take into account what the tax implications are going to be, right? So now as we're in tax season, we're in the heat of it, and, it's going to be ending next week. We really try to make sure that we take a look at what your taxes are and say, did all the financial transactions for your retirement make sense from a tax perspective?
It seems like they really do go hand in hand.
And they're very integrated.
Yeah, and you need a specialist because let's face it, the laws are changing almost on a, I mean, it feels like they change, we know at least every year. So it's hard to kind of keep up with what's going on and what you're allowed to do, what you're going to be penalized on, not penalized on, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So let's talk about IRA or IRSs and their IRA rollovers. Talk about what's new, what people need to know about this year, and kind of what you guys are looking at this year.
Absolutely, and the IRS just came out with a brand new release, a letter ruling they had in one of their cases, the tax law cases, where basically they used to be, traditionally, they used to be able to do a IRA to IRA rollover on a per account basis. So let's say you had a couple of different IRAs, maybe one at the bank and a CD, maybe one at some mutual funds with a brokerage account. You could roll over one IRA to another investment option for yourself, and you could, 6 months later, let's just say, roll over that second IRA account to something different. Well, what they did is actually just came out with a letter ruling saying you can now only do one IRA rollover from one of your inside your portfolio. Aggregate-wise. So it's not on a per account-by-account basis now, it's your entire IRA portfolio. And the penalty for that is, if you were to do that second account, maybe 6 months later, something like that, from a financial advisor kind of tell you strategically we should get out of that investment now, you'll actually take your entire IRA portfolio and make it all taxable this year.
Wow.
So this is one of the biggest things that the IRS has changed regarding IRAs here in the last couple of years, and it's kind of a huge impact on people.
How would people know that if they don't go to a tax specialist or somebody who really knows what they're doing? I mean, it's hard to keep up.
Well, again, it's not that people don't know what they're doing. CPA is obviously very versed in tax law, and your financial advisor, your stockbroker, your different online trading accounts, they're very focused on, standard deviations and rates of return and stuff like that. But you got to look at both sides of the coin, because you could be doing something that makes complete financial sense here, but completely kill you on the tax side. And that's why you just, to do it yourself or not have your CPA be talking to your financial advisor can really cause havoc on your retirement nest egg.
You wanted to talk about something, RMDs. What is that?
Right, so exactly. So if you have a qualified account, an IRA or 401k, you're required to start taking withdrawals, whether you need it or not, when you turn 70 and a half. And so, again, because you might say, well, before I start taking some RMDs, let's go ahead and make a rollover happen, you might take everything and make it taxable. One of the things we like to do when we're reviewing people's qualified plans is to make sure that you might not need to take your RMD. It's your required minimum distribution. Again, you have a qualified plan. Who's it qualified with? The IRS. They make all the rules. So you got to comply with their rules. And so really we want to make sure that if you need RMDs, you're taking them in the most tax-efficient manner, and when it comes to your retirement portfolio.
I like that term, tax-efficient. Well, there's two offers that you want to extend to people this morning, which this is great because we have about a week left, but you can still come in and see you guys and get your taxes done. It's not too late. So your special offer is the $149 special for the simple 1040?
You got it, exactly. So the simple 1040 with the Schedule A and the Schedule C, those are the ones that we see most common.
Yeah.
So we wrap them together in a package. And again, like you said, we're less than a week away. If you wait to the last minute, we still have some available spots. Our CPAs are very, very busy right now, but we want to make sure we're doing the right thing and we're helping out. And so the $140 special, it's it's not a lot of money, and we really try to make sure that we're doing the right things, especially for the retirees.
Yeah, well, thank you for doing that.
Absolutely.
And then your next offer, this is pretty cool too, free one-on-one financial analysis as well.
Exactly. So again, we want to make sure that from a financial perspective, you're set up where you want to be. And we'll come in and do a private one-on-one meeting.
That's
and
awesome.
you know, most advisors charge around $1,000, and we're doing this free for people. So it's the first 15 callers that call in, and we make sure we sit down and do what's right for you.
Nick, thank you so much for being here this morning, and certainly what Grace Advisory Group does for this community. It's a lot. You help us retire and do the taxes with Grace, which is nice. Thank you so much, Nick. We look forward to having you guys back.
All right, thank you.
All right, just stop and smell the roses. That's exactly what we are doing. Up next, where you can learn to garden like a pro. But first, the Fox forecast and news headlines.